Hey guys! Welcome to episode 2 of my SSA Q&A mini-series. Today I'm going to talk about what is the hardest part of experiencing SSA. When you ask me what is the hardest part of experiencing SSA, some people may immediately think that that comes off negative, that experiencing SSA is a negative thing. And we do have to remember that experiencing SSA is not a negative thing. However, it is a cross. Therefore, it isn't easy. Therefore, there are some difficulties and challenges that come with the experiences of same-sex attraction. And we also have to remember that every single cross has its challenges, whether it is same-sex attraction or not, because it's a cross, and a cross is heavy. It's beautiful and it is an opportunity to sacrifice for Christ, yes, but it is also heavy, and as human beings, it is difficult at times for us to carry, right? So I just don't want this to come across as SSA is some like absolutely dreadful, terrible, just burden on me that God has placed on my shoulders, and it's so heavy and it's so hard. No, it's a cross, and just like any other cross, there are challenges, and that's what we're here to talk about today. And just a disclaimer, when we talk about what is the hardest part of experiencing SSA, I'm going to answer not in the context of what is hard about experiencing it, because obviously it's an attraction towards the same sex. Rather, when I hear this question, I take it as what is the hardest part of experiencing SSA in terms of the Catholic Church. So in terms of our call to chastity, our vocation of virtue, denying our attractions, that sort of thing, rather than experiencing the attractions themselves. Because for me personally at least, the attractions themselves aren't difficult, you know? They're attractions. It's just something that I feel and something that I experience. What can be difficult is denying those attractions and denying ourselves. So if you had asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have answered you that the hardest part of experiencing SSA would have to be the fear of being alone. When I first recognized our vocation to chastity, I was so scared. Does this mean I was never going to get married? Does this mean I'm never going to be with someone? I'm going to die alone? Just that fear of being alone, being lonely for life, not having a lifelong partner. However, over time, God has given me the better understanding of not only what marriage is, but also what it means to be lonely. And I now today can say I no longer am afraid of being alone. I have recognized by the grace of God that marriage does not cure loneliness. The Catechism even describes that marriage is a union of two whole persons. You do not need a marriage to complete you. You are already a complete person. You don't need your other half. You are a whole person. And it is not a vocation that all are called to, and it is not a vocation that all need to fulfill in order to find happiness and peace in life. I will not be alone. I will be surrounded by brothers and sisters in Christ. I will be surrounded by the church. I will be surrounded by my family. Just because I might or might not have a significant romantic other at my deathbed doesn't mean my life won't be fulfilled, and doesn't mean that I won't die happy. Because again, a wife, a husband doesn't solve all your problems. That is also a common answer that I hear from a lot of people who experience same-sex attractions, the fear of being alone in the future or at the end of life. And I won't lie, there are times where I definitely do feel lonely in a sense, because we do live in a culture, especially at my age, where I'm on social media and I see all these couples together and all these young people getting together. And not that it's not a bad thing, because romance and love is a beautiful thing. However, a marital union is not the only way to express love and experience love. I'm definitely not afraid of the future or afraid of being lonely in the future, because I know that that's not the case, that God has my back, and God is the greatest comfort in our lives. We have a hole in our heart that is God-shaped, and only He can fill. Not a husband, not a wife, not a marriage, only God. So now what I can say, if you ask me this question, what is the hardest part of experiencing SSA? For me personally, it's the sexual temptation. Especially since I once pursued my sexual desires towards the same sex, it has been hard, especially within this first year of living a chaste life, to almost rewire my mind towards chastity and towards virtue. It's been a beautiful thing, yeah, but God has definitely put me to the test. to say the least. And I have to be honest with myself and with you all that it is a difficult journey, you know. Recovering from constant daily lust is not an easy thing. However, again, easy never needed Christ in the first place. And as I've progressed along my journey, pursuing chastity and denying these sexual temptations and these sexual desires, I have actually grown so much closer to my God. I've just felt freer and happier within myself, to be honest. We also have to remember that chastity is not just a call for those experiencing same-sex attraction. No, it is a call for all of us. And unfortunately, the culture has totally just convinced us that chastity does not matter and our bodies are not sacred and sex is just for pleasure. But in reality, we all should be chasing chastity because that's what we're all called to. And I already did a video about this earlier, way earlier in my channel. So I will go ahead and leave a link in the description below for that in case you're interested in checking it out. But yeah, so definitely the hardest part of experiencing SSA for me now in my life would be daily temptation. It could be totally different for someone else experiencing same-sex attraction. We all have our faults, we all have our fails, but that's the beauty of God's mercy, His forgiveness, the sacrament of confession, and His heart. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of SSA Q&A. If you like this content and want to see more content like this, please feel free to hit the subscribe button down below. I try to make videos every other week. Along with that, hit the bell notification buttons that you can be notified every time a new video of mine is released. Also, please feel free to like this video, show some love. Also, in case you're interested in following me on any of my social media platforms or on my blog, I will leave links to those in the description below. Again, I will also leave a link to my Living a Chaste Life video down below in case you're interested in checking that out yourself. Please, if you have any prayer requests, struggles that you are experiencing in carrying whatever cross you may be carrying, please feel free to leave a comment below so that I can pray for you, because we gotta pray for each other. We're all in this together, right? Thank you guys again so much for watching. Have an amazing day. God bless.